One night in October, my dad sat me with me on the car trunk and told me 10 words. Today, your mom was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. It was like I was empty at first, but my hardcore dad shed a tear, and I knew my dam had burst from that point. I broke down in disbelief. I was just shaken at how easily life can change, and I wondered how my mom must have been feeling in the moment. It's hard sometimes because people can ask how it must be or how my mom is and all the other connotations above, but I was just her daughter watching her. I couldn't explain her pain she felt, the faith it took her to get here today. I'll never fully understand, and I think it struck me with a lot of guilt and anguish. I didn't know what to expect, but the second my dad and I finished speaking that night, I think it was God. But may I say I was brave or strong. I'm usually a crybaby, may I admit honestly. So when I stopped crying about the circumstances and felt my eyes dry up permanently, I saw throughout most of my mom's cancer journey. I rarely shed tears about it, but I did harbor pent and mixed up emotions about it. I started ninth grade, my first year in high school. I was excited, but also nervously stressed. If I gotta say my biggest fear about the whole thing was, this may sound a bit selfish, but it was the fear of losing my mom's spirit. Her one-of-a-kind personality that sometimes got on my nerves, but essentially pushed me to do better. I've heard how the circumstances of cancer can have an enormous mental impact on someone, and I was really scared to lose the mom that I knew. Well, she definitely proved me wrong. She still irks me, gets on my nerves, and sometimes even reprimands me when I know I definitely need it, but essentially pushes me to be the best I can. It was ironic because I wasn't afraid to lose her body, but her soul. As I pointed out, I've had differences with my mom, but she was always the one to set me straight, but let me realize to have fun in life sometimes. Without that, honestly, what would I be? And where would I be? I realized throughout my first year of high school and this whole entire experience, the only true person who can hurt you is yourself. It was a roller coaster of emotions. It was a tornado which twisted everything around, but it left us all with growth, renewed inner strength, and openness to recognize all of our emotions and emotional flexibility. One night in July, my dad and I sat in the backyard, bracing a chilly night. It was after my mom's chemo, her surgery, and everything. She's still taking chemo in the form of pills, but overall, we see the obstacle being overcome. It was as we were reaching the end of the ride, but couldn't and weren't allowed to get off yet. Mommy had made it through it all. She wasn't off yet, but close, and we could feel it. In the silent night, my dad acknowledged how quick life can change in an instant. I nodded in agreement and thought how easy it can be to take for granted a loved one, and really felt the wind of change brush our faces in a reminiscence of the night, as we reminisced across the nostalgia of our memories. I thank everyone for helping us all through this perilous journey. Although I admit with a genuine sadness, I started to see myself distanced from everything. Our family at church helped my mom get through everything, and even coursed through me, the ultimate connection of God. Thank you all for believing in my mom and I.